Welcome back to the Charles Owen Experience.
Respect, my guy. You're good.
Big respect.
Big respect.
Music is loud, man.
It's Pride Month, so we're going to be kissing later on during this podcast.
Yeah,
I hope no one minds. Yeah.
What's going on, brother? How's everything? Yeah, on the leg too. Should we start again, mate? Should we start
No,
again?
that was good. That was good.
Yeah,
that was really
okay,
good. People love it.
Guys,
People
remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. If you listen on Spotify right now, you need to go to the top left-hand corner, you need to follow, and you need to subscribe, and you need to like and rate the podcast 5 stars now. Let's get to 1,000.
Shout out Daddy Freddy Stress before he turns it off.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Daddy Freddy Stress.
He turns off the podcast
We will
about
get
20
him on the
seconds
podcast. If enough people comment on the comments on YouTube, who is Daddy Freddy Stress, we will get him on. You want to meet this man.
He really hates the podcast, but he says he gets about 30 seconds in, clicks the like and that, and then he's off.
He shoots off, right?
Yeah, he digests it very quickly.
Thank you, Daddy Freddy Stress. We will have him on the podcast.
Yeah, and
good
soon
time.
to actually be a daddy. Congrats, man.
Congrats, Freddy Daddy. All right.
See you later then. Yeah, good talk. So I just finished a camp in Leuven.
Yeah, how was that, man?
I know I'm
Shout out
pronouncing it
BJJ
correctly.
camps.
Focus camps, yeah, with Jason Rao. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly as well.
You love that joke, man.
I'm sticking to it, mate. I'll be making a dad joke before even being a dad.
Yeah,
it was good though. Learned some deets off Jason. Met a lot of the
locals,
my European counterparts, my Freunden from Deutschland and Belgium, mix of
French,
Netherlands and France. And then some Dutch people as well. Always welcome. We had a great time.
Hoe gaan het? That's how are you in
Hoe gaat
Dutch,
het?
South Afrikaans.
Damn. Sounds super racist.
Anyway, training's been good. No, it hasn't. You've been ill.
Nah, I was ill, yeah. But it was actually good before I was ill. And after I was ill, I was just telling people, if you want to roll, just know that I'm ill. So if you want to risk it. And then most of them were like, I have a good immune system. And I was like, good luck. And then I spat in their mouth.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and then we rolled jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's good.
That was good. Yeah, it was entertaining. Lots of nice food out in Leuven. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And,
yeah, I really hope so, yeah.
Yeah, it was good food, I must say. The quality and the price was low, but the quality, high. Hello, yeah. So, and, we made some good dosh between Jason and I, and, maybe, next year you'll come. I'll go next year. Depends who they get. If they get in some saucy leg lockers, I was trying to get them to get Diego Pato in, but
that'd be lovely.
Apparently, he was a bit inconsistent with his previous camp, so they don't want to risk getting a dropout, a pullout last moment.
Absolutely not.
That would be awful. That would be awful.
Awful to punters.
And yeah, how are you, mate? You've been training in a new gym.
Yeah, Los Banditos.
Snake, you fucking piece of shit.
I don't train in evenings, boss. I'll never train at your gym. That's fine.
Yeah, not mine. I mean.
Oh. Yeah, against Roger Gracie Academies.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the gym is located 30 seconds from this building. So
can you walk through this building to get to that building?
I have to walk outside. I have to walk around.
Really, though? Because it seems like it's one... I mean, it is one building.
It is, but it's like I don't actually think you could. No,
a labyrinth, yeah?
Yeah, it's a labyrinth.
A maze.
Yeah, so shout out Los Banditos. You would have seen it on Instagram. If you haven't already, you should go check it out. It's a great little gym to train at. You train there.
I like the mats. I've trained there twice now. I was away last week for the grand opening. Came back to Rogers and everyone thought, damn, I thought you just up and left to Los Banditos. And I was like, not exactly. I was away on a camp. But yeah, I'll probably be doing a 2 and 3 split. 2 at Los Ban, 3 at Hodger.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and that'll be perfect. Or maybe 3 and 2, or, we'll just switch around, I guess, depending on the rounds.
Right, well, there you go.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, I've circled loads of questions.
Right, should we get into it? I actually wanted to touch a subject last week where we talked about isometrics, and you asked me a question. It's 2 weeks ago, actually, because we haven't had a podcast
about the holds
last week. Yeah. So, and I said that's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. In terms from a rehab perspective, overcoming isometrics and yielding isometrics, fantastic from a rehab standpoint to help strengthen the tendon back up and get collagen and all the good stuff back into the tendons.
Cool.
I believe.
Okay, so for rehab.
They're an excellent way to get back to full range exercises. So that's that. As an example, remember when you did meniscus and we started with some split squat isos? Split squat isos are good. If you had an elbow injury, you could do some bench isos or even some squat isos. Yeah, that seems a good shit you can do. So that's that.
anything to do with, you know, mind-body connection and nervous center strength to do with going as full retard and pushing as hard as you can?
Well, I've actually started meditating again recently. That's fantastic.
That's completely irrelevant. Unless you're doing it in a squatted position, pressing up against the wall.
10 minutes in the morning, and then I journal. And it's great. That's fantastic. That's
the gayest thing I've ever
It's
heard.
actually not. It's actually not.
All right. The fact that you're denying it now makes me think that it is gay.
Right, okay.
Right.
Maybe it is gay. But it's not. It's mindfulness, mate. I feel great for doing it.
Oh, well done, mate. You're so fucking mindful. Can't you just have a cigarette and a coffee like everyone else?
No, I do that after as well.
All right, fair enough. That's pretty cool.
All right.
It's very old
Should we get onto it?
Yeah.
Right. Best way to escape leg locks, how to know when you're too late, aka your knee's going to explode.
All right. Here's your formula, geez. Hand fight. If you can't hand fight or use your legs to clear the grip, try to free the knee. If you can't free the knee and you can't free the grip, then you should tap.
I don't see what that has to do with meditation and journaling.
Well, if you think about it for a moment, you'll be more clear of mind and then you'll make better decisions.
There you go. Would you say as well, just do more rounds in 50-50 and just do more rounds into leg
absolutely.
entanglements?
Start in leg entanglements and also just give people your legs. You know, if you want to be good at defending legs, you have to just go in like, here we go again. I'm just going to give this guy my leg who doesn't do leg locks. I'll go as deep as I can without getting subbed. And then sometimes you get subbed and sometimes you don't get subbed. See Gordon doing that still in his videos. He just gives people his leg really deep and then he'll try and slip it. And sometimes it doesn't work. It's like, all right then.
Tap.
Yeah.
That was good to watch, that round. What did you make of those 2 rounds he put out?
Well, I wonder how other people feel like rolling with him. Because, like, another round I saw, like, he would get to top position, for example. He would, like, pull some sort of guard, sweep them from a guard and come up. And then once he'd come up, he'd start from standing, he'd take them down. Once he'd taken them down, he'd sort of give them a single leg X leg. And then he'd just sort of sit down and then...
He just looks bored to a degree.
He'd sit down and then he'd extract his leg with a De La Riva and then he'd scramble up to top position so they'd both be standing. And he did that exact same sequence 4 times. And I was thinking to myself, what are you actually working? Like, because it looked like he was working scrambling up from when people like take you down from leg locks. But the other guy wasn't really trying to hold him down at the end of it. So it just looked like he'd get to like he'd get to top, he'd just give the guy the leg, sit back and then stand up. And I was just thinking, why not just disengage? And I didn't really get it. Write us in, Gordon. You know, let us know your thoughts.
Comment in your YouTubes, man.
He's always messaging us. When can I come on the Charles Eoghans Experience? We're like, we've got a long line of guests, Gordon, but we'll get to you as soon as
maybe this year.
As soon as.
Well, I've got his WhatsApp. If you remember, if you're an OG listener, we got his WhatsApp. Should we tell the story? I'll tell the story again. Yeah. We're at Vegas, and it was the nightclub. Roger Gracie was there, and I was like, hey. And we're hanging out with Roger. You weren't there, were you?
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't there. Anyway, I was like, hey, Gordon, do you want to do a podcast? Me, you, Roger Gracie, owner Flanagan, ADCC competitor. And he goes, yeah, I'd love to, man. Let's do it. And I was like, great, give me a number and we'll sort it out after ADCC. He gave me his number and I was like, great. And then I called it the next day and it went to voicemail. It didn't even connect. I was like, he's giving me a fake number. When I got back, we mentioned on the podcast, someone sent it in, and it was the correct number. I didn't put a +1 in front of it. So
that was it.
That was it.
Absolute folly.
Absolute idiot.
So we could have had the greatest of all time podcast.
Yep.
But instead, we learned a valuable lesson about +1.
Area codes. Right. All right. Best way to load TRX rows. You could wear a weight vest, and that's really it. Just put a weight vest on. You can increase the difficulty you're working at. If it's suspended from the ceiling, you could get right underneath it. You could elevate your feet on a box or a bench, and then you could put a weight vest on.
Like a pull-up with the legs up rather than down.
It's an inverted row. Yes, correct.
That's crazy. It's fucking crazy what you can do.
So
yeah,
that's the only way to load the TRX. A weight vest or increase or decrease the angle, and that shall increase the difficulty.
Incline.
Yeah. Well done, Owen.
TRX rows. Thanks, Char. That's 1 to me.
All right.
And you're down 1 now.
Yeah, because of the meditation thing. You got me for that one.
Yes, it's -1 and 1.
I understand. Right. Well, luckily I'm pretty mindful, so I actually feel okay about it.
That's nice, actually. Yeah. Real nice. You got me there.
Yeah. All right. Right. What's the plan to get to minus 80, and why minus 80? Please do tell.
Well, all right. Pray tell. Well, all right. I don't want to face people at 130 kilos, so
fair enough.
That's why. And then what's the plan for getting under 80? I'm going to do a water cut the week of. I'm about 86 and a half when I wake up at the moment.
You do look leaner, yeah.
So that's a 5.5 kilo thing. I was also away for a week, so I didn't have creatine for that week, so I probably dropped a little bit of swollenness.
Stay on the creatine the whole time, boss.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but I just, you know. Okay, yeah. And now I'm going to get on the beta-alanine as... What's it called?
BJJ Nutrition.
BJJ Nutrition. Shout out J Nutrition. No relation. It just so happens his name is Jay, and he's a BJJ guy. Fucking insane how that works.
Good fella.
Yeah, good fellas. And yeah, he told me to get on the, what's it called? Beta-alanine. He said you got to take it every fucking day.
Why did he say that?
He said it's good. And they said that if you start taking it and then you stop taking it, you'll notice the difference. But you have to be very consistent with it. Right. Also, he's going to give me something. Wow, I've got a cough that is very much going away, but he gave me another supplement that he said would, you know, soak up the mucus and just take it away.
Fantastic.
Take it away.
Great.
Yeah, and for now, just continue eating as I am. Up the carbs a little bit, lower the fat, so bit less Eddie Abu, bit more carbs.
Great.
Right.
Bit more, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
just eat more carbs. But I was basically spot on the recommended thing. I was over in the fats by like 10%, under in the carbs by something like that.
Nice. Shout out BJJ Nutrition. He's excellent at what he does. I recommend him to all my athletes.
If you have a weight cutting thing, it gives me confidence. I mean, obviously that last week is going to be brutal with no salt or fiber or anything like that, but
he'll get you to where you need to be for $1 million.
Get you to that weight for $1 million sterling. It's not sterling, and after tax, it's not $1 million, but for that money,
650k probably. Anyway, no, it'll probably be like 500.
It'll be 500.
No, it won't. What am I talking about?
40% tax.
Yeah, it'd be 500, yeah.
Yeah, plus exchange rate.
450 sterling-ish.
Yeah.
What are you going to give to old Char, eh? And Christian Osbeck, more importantly.
A kiss on the lips.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'll wear some nice expensive lipstick, and that could be your cut.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
and Christian?
And then Christian, I'll just give him 400k because he doesn't really... he probably won't like the kiss on the lips.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's just, you know,
I'll appreciate the kiss.
Different strokes for different folks. Christian loves that saying. God, I wish he was still alive with us today, but he's in Dubai.
He's soaking it up there, is he?
Yeah, he's visiting Mecca. I think he pronounced that right. Mecca.
What?
Mecca. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mate, you're very funny today, aren't you? Comedian.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, all right. How long after spine surgery did you return to jits? Well, if you didn't know, I had spine surgery, L4-L5 discectomy.
Same.
Fucking hell. Wow.
Same.
Painful.
Brutal, man.
What did I do? It took me ages. It took me like 6 months to kind of like get okay. And then 12 months later, I was lifting again. I would say a year and a half. You can do it then less, but I wasn't too interested at it. And doing jits at that time, I think I was like 22, 23.
Damn.
So I would say...
Spine surgery at 23.
Yep.
What a fucking retard.
I know, man. You didn't tell me, boss.
Was it private or was it NHS?
It was private, boss. It was the best
surgery. How much was it?
12k.
Damn. Actually, that's okay, considering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was...
Considering
12k and ruin your life, yeah.
Yeah, and ruin your life, yeah.
Yeah.
The total cost.
Total cost. I would say, yeah, it's going to be subjective to how strong you're getting. And since I've got my belt squat, I've got significantly stronger. That has been an absolute game changer to me, feeling way stronger and training significantly better. Belt squat. Gale sourdough. Blueberries. The select few will get that. Since I got my belt squat, I've felt significantly better, and I've been injured significantly less with my back. But also, you need to understand that sometimes if you have had spine surgery, your days of heavy deadlifts and squats are probably significantly numbered, just due to the axle loading that places on the spine. And depending on the surgery you have, chances are your spine doesn't compress the way it used to, so it can get the joints can get a little bit jammed. So you may be better off doing belt squat variation, single leg variations, rather than trying to load up heavy back squats and deadlifts. That's just my opinion. If you do have an aggravated lower back, and how close you can get back in jiu-jitsu, I don't know. It depends on how you're feeling and how the surgery and how the rehab goes and how disciplined you are with the rehab. So that's that.
How you spar probably the most.
Yeah.
If you spar really hard all the time, then you're going to need to be fully recovered.
Yeah, that's
Full
me.
recovery. Yeah.
That's me.
And also probably not training that frequently will help,
Yeah, I find, true points. When I was training at jiu-jitsu every day, my back would just be fucking sore. So I just train 3 times a week now with days in between. I'm going to try. I'm going to add a Saturday in, so there'll be 2 days back to back.
Jiu-jitsu does make you sore, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know why? I actually watched a good video of that. Shout out Ralph Matt. He follows you, follows me.
Oh, yeah.
He actually sent me a video about this smart fella talking about nervous system fatigue and how did he send that to you as well?
No, but that's what I was going to say. It's just your nervous system. It's not muscles necessarily, but like a whole full body fatigue that can't be pinpointed.
Muscle endurance sports heavily fatigue your central nervous system significantly more than lifting weights ever could.
Yes.
Ever could. So hard jiu-jitsu sessions, it is very, very fatiguing, not only on your muscles, but significantly more on your central nervous system.
Yeah.
And that's going to have an impact to your recovery. That's why supplements like steroids so favorable to jiu-jitsu athletes. Because you can recover significantly faster.
Even just like when you have a break, you notice it way more. Each time I have a break, whenever I'm sick, basically, I'll have a break and I'll come back. In the first session, I'll just feel like, wow, this is really fun and easy. And then the second and third session, you're just like, oh, I remember now. The daily just being extremely tired. Like playing guard when you're not tired is so different to playing guard when you are tired and you can't use your abs.
I don't know how you do it, man. Honestly,
like, just playing guard and ab curling constantly. Boy, I should get more abs. That's what I realized. I need to get.
You have good.
Needs more.
No, You've answered your own question without realizing. You fucking idiot.
God, fuck. What have I done?
It's not the abs. It's the fatigue.
Yeah, but when I'm saying the very first session back, I was using my abs in their entirety. You may as well just get it over with, mate. And towards the end of the session, I mean, I felt great, like everything was going well, but towards the end of the session, I could feel my abs starting to fatigue in that very session. Yeah. And then obviously the next day it was worse, but yeah.
This is the other day where you came back after being sick? Yeah, you came back after being sick though, of course, even fatigue.
Yeah, but I felt actually pretty good, and the weight session was good, and the evening session was good. It was just my lungs were fucked. But I noticed that, the abs work much better day one, and then after that, you switch from, e.g., if you're playing guard, being constantly concave to just kind of like lying flat half the time and choosing your moments. Again,
that's CNS fatigue, boss.
Yeah, well, there it is. Yeah, but specifically, if you have retard strong abs, I think that's...
No, massively.
I think you're really good for guard.
I think you have good strong abs.
Yeah,
I think you're just fucking tired.
I know, I know. I'm just saying, if it needs to be the best in the world, it needs to be fucking elite.
There's a good podcast on at the moment. Joe Rogan, he has the enhanced games on. I think you would appreciate this. Do you listen to it?
I know of them.
Yeah, so they're doing, anyway, you listen to the podcast, you'll figure it out. The enhanced games, there's a designated Olympic games. Well, it's not even Olympics. They're just going to go, we are just going to allow, who's the best human? Games. It's just games. And all the Olympic sports for enhanced athletes. Which leads us nicely into our next question. Why do you guys gear... Oh, wait. That doesn't have... Oh, I just saw gear. I thought it was about steroids. We'll answer this question anyway. Why do you guys... Oh, it was about steroids, yeah. Can't read it, mate. Do you want to read that?
Whoa, best 10 seconds of my life. Why do guys on gear not always feel that strong when grappling?
Probably because they're just shit at grappling.
Yeah, shit at grappling. Yeah, lack of mobility. They keep injuring themselves. Weak tendons.
Yeah,
it could be. Yeah, I guess if you're on growth hormone, though, you're gonna have big tendons. But
depends what they're. I would say they're just shit at jits.
Yeah, probably
comparatively to the person who's asking.
Because like when you feel people that aren't like, that are actually still mobile but are juicing, then it's like instantly different. You know, one day they're good and the next day they're not so good, or vice versa. And it's just pure pharmaceuticals. Right, what could be a peak age for a natty athlete in BJJ? I'd say about between 25 and 30.
I was going to say the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. All right, well, we've covered that question, so don't ask.
Don't ask that again because we won't fucking answer it.
Ever.
Right.
Good question.
All right. It was a good question. How to attack the back versus arms against ears defense, other than rotolotine and shoulder lock. I think this is for you, boss.
Oh, he said shoulder lock. Bollocks. Right. Well, I like to push the hands down and try and trap them as well. But, I mean, how many options do you need, boss? That's you've already mentioned 2 really good ones. But, yeah, shoulder against the neck. So you want to, let's say you're on the back. You want to beat the shoulders. And generally it's easy to beat one shoulder, but then it's harder to beat the second shoulder. So generally, if your arm, let's say your right arm's going over their right shoulder, you'll beat their right shoulder with your elbow clamping down. But then your hand will find it difficult to find the space between their delt and their neck, aka their trap muscle. So usually you'll get a grip on their face and you'll have to like peel their chin up a little bit and bridge at the same time. And the bridging motion will pull their head back so their chin isn't so well connected to their shoulder. And that will give you space either to move the initial choking hand like onto their trap, or if they're hand fighting it and you feel like I can't move from the shoulder to the trap, it'll give you space to get your other hand to sneak in under the near side shoulder, and then you can try and do the same thing on the other side, and you rinse and repeat, throwing in hand traps and that kind of stuff. And yeah, ultimately I'm wondering if going on the back and trying to work from there is a good idea. I would say it's probably better to try to go from mount and set some kind of finishing grip in, or you know, get a real good advantage from top position and then and only then transition to the back.
You fucking love that, mate.
That said, yeah, that said, I still think if you're on the back, you've got a very high chance of success. It's just that it could be quite tiring hand fighting, and when people are spinning and that kind of stuff, it can be quite tiring to hold the back. Yes.
Creatine pre or post workout, around the time of exercise is the best time to take creatine. Other than that, take it during a time where you're going to be most consistent with it. How to stay standing single leg X and also not get reaped.
You have to monitor the outside leg, and you have to keep your foot planted on the floor. That's basically it. Monitor the outside leg. Keep weight on your front leg so that when they do reap, your leg doesn't just collapse inwards. Like, it's one thing for them to throw their leg over and your leg not bend, and it's another for them to throw their leg over and your whole knee collapses inwards and you expose your heel. So keep weight on the front leg, so if they do reap, you have time to peel it out, and then use your right hand, if they're on your right leg, to stop that leg reaping across. And also, the more you keep your head centered over your body, the harder it will be for your leg to be de-weighted.
You like that one, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a fact. So it's not even a preference thing, mate. I love facts. Something about autism, just really factual, loving.
Joints and back feel fucked after a few days of jits. I feel like I can't lift. Go light or fully rest? Depends how much jits you do during the week, I guess. I don't know. Depends what your goals are for the training.
Depends how fucked you are. That's an RPE thing, isn't it?
Oh, a bit of
There
RPE
it is.
conversation.
People love hating on that.
Let's get back into the RPE in a second and answer this fella's question. I don't know. I guess it's just going to be depending on how often he's doing jits, and obviously how fucked he really feels, and what's his goal for jits. Is he a hobbyist or is he an athlete?
Someone was telling me that the Rotolos train 4 times a week.
Oh, wow. They don't even lift weights either. My friend trains them.
That they do 4 days a week of training and 3 days a week of rest.
I believe that.
Is that not insane, though? What have I been doing?
I think you overtrain, boss.
I
think you overtrain.
You think that's actually better to only train 4 days a week?
Well, then they're natties. So I think there's some... obviously, they're fucking been doing jiu-jitsu since they've been tiny, so their athleticism towards that is out of this world.
In terms of learning the sport and staying
You're
sharp.
asking the wrong guy, Chief. But
All I'm saying is when I take one day off, all right, cool, I feel good. But if you're there every day, I feel like you can build on the last day. And all right, they obviously are very, you could say talented, but obviously that's a bullshit word considering they've worked their whole life.
People think that they've been doing jiu-jitsu their whole life, so like they're like, oh, they're very no, they've conditioned themselves to be fucking good at jiu-jitsu.
And they also probably on the 4 days they train, they're going absolutely fucking nuts. But for me, I'm going like a normal pace every single day. Like I'm trying to get volume.
Do you not think it's better if you had 2 days off? Let's say you had two days off on the weekend and you came back from Monday and you went hard Monday to Friday. I actually think that'd be good for you.
You can never go hard Monday to Friday anyway.
No, but like if you just had better quality training on Monday to Friday and there's two.
I mean, Monday I have fucking good quality training usually.
Sure.
And Tuesday it's good, and then Friday it's good. But like Wednesday and Thursday.
What is Saturday, Sunday like?
Saturday I'm resting or I'm at a seminar, and Sunday it's good, but I take it easy at the open mat because I'm thinking about Monday.
Why don't you just not train on Sunday?
Yeah, I could do that, but someone's got to run the open mat. And yeah, sometimes it's good to train on Sunday. It's just like, I don't know if it's better to like have loads of energy and, you know, use more strength than it is to just like have less energy and use more technique.
But I think it comes down to the question that we said earlier about central nervous CNS fatigue. I think if you can save yourself another day of CNS fatigue, especially on the days that you've done a seminar, then don't train after. But I think if you had that Sunday of reserving CNS energy and allowing the tank to refill, that would be beneficial.
I'll always try and do one rest day a week, minimum. And like if it's a seminar, that's not really a rest day. Even if I'm not sparring that much with them, it's still pretty tiring. So I wouldn't do the seminar and then the open mat most of the time, unless I didn't do anything taxing.
I think we should look into this for you for 2 days of rest for a week, especially for a natty athlete, mate. If you were juicy as fuck, you'd just be like, yeah, keep going. But I think for natty, I think you'd benefit 2 days off.
Yeah, it's just because I'm getting ill too much again. And I feel like that probably takes away more days than it saves.
I think you need 2 days off, boss.
Yeah, maybe a midweek day would be better. Like a Wednesday, just do
I'm saying 2 days consecutive.
borderline fuck all.
But you don't like that?
I don't like 2 days in a row, no.
Right.
1 day's enough.
When you take the
Saturday,
the midweek
Wednesday, and Wednesday could be just a 1 session day. I was thinking rather than taking whole days off, I could just do a couple of days where I just do 1 session instead of 3.
Yeah.
That would probably be it.
Great.
Yeah.
Have a play around.
Right.
But I think
what do you guys think? Yeah, give us your opinion. You're part of this conversation as well, right? We just had a 12-minute conversation.
I think you need to give it a try.
Yeah.
Oh, should we talk about RPE as well? People being retarded about the RPE.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Why? If you struggle rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard you've worked, you have issues. Just you're not going to get it perfect straight away. And if you're coaching a client, of course, for a novice athlete, and you go, oh, BJJ novice athlete, yeah, they'll fuck it up. But in the process of them getting stronger and better, they will get better at it, like anything. Yeah. And the better they get at it, the better rating system they have.
Okay, so realistically,
what else are you going to do?
Realistically, the problem is that some people don't know what 10 is or what 1 is.
Yeah.
So you can't. I guess you have to try a full max rep at some point. You have to try something 10 so that you know what the 10 is.
Yeah. And just like with learning good technique, like if you didn't have a coach or anything, you're gonna learn on YouTube. You're just gonna figure it out. Go to a bar, try and deadlift it, and just try like look back at the film, and you're gonna figure it out by yourself. You can just rate that on. You're gonna have the capacity to be able to rate how hard you're working on a scale of 1 to 10. Everyone is, and you just gotta expose yourself to the higher volumes, and you will fuck it up for sure. But that's fine. And over time, you'll get better at using that scaling system to perceive how hard you're working. Well, I don't understand what
the whole point is that it's perceived anyway. So if you're tired one day, the perception will change on how hard you're working.
And the load will obviously reduce or increase on that perception, which is the whole point of using RPE. So you don't destroy yourself into the ground.
I saw comments, but I can't remember specifically what the comments were saying the problem with it is. If the problem is that the perception changes, then that's actually not the problem.
That's the whole point. To be honest, I don't even read what the comments say because it's it's so foolish.
Top comment or one of the top 2, then I've seen it. Otherwise, it's lost.
I look at it and I go, you're just a fool. That's really what I think. You just get a grip
because you are nothing. You are a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Good night.
All right.
Shout out Moise.
Best way to increase core strength, boss. Are military raises any good? A military raise, is that military press or military raise? So front raise is good, lateral raise is good, if that's what he's asking. Pressing overhead, obviously very good. Core strength, go to my Instagram right now.
A military press for core strength. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually will increase a bit of your core strength.
Yeah, but it's not direct, is it?
Oh, I thought it was a separate question. Maybe it was a separate question. It's not direct. So yeah, to your point.
Yeah, are military raises any good? Yeah, it's two separate questions. All right.
Yeah, you want to train your core directly because it's also going to help increase the mobility of the spine.
Leg raises, I like them.
Like, oh fuck! I keep forgetting to put them in properly to your program. I need to do that. I'll do that right after.
Yeah, even the lying down ones I like, but they're a bit too jiu-jitsu-y, so it's a waste of time. But weighted lying down ones.
No, weighted lying down ones. Yeah,
that would be tasty.
Get some leg weights
with a straight leg.
Yeah, side bending, rotation exercises. Honestly, go to my Instagram. You'll see exactly. Maybe I'll even link the exact.
I think some of these like really deep rotation ones would be good.
You know, we need to get into the program. Just the classic Russian twist.
Yeah,
you hold a weight plate.
Absolutely.
And you half sit up, and you're doing that twist.
If you want to hit like Ogoshis and that, it's a big twist, you know, and then tension at full twist at full range of motion.
I'm going to add them back in.
I actually popped my QL once doing an Ogoshi. There you go. Hip throw.
Russian twists are excellent.
Yeah, get them in. Get them in, Char. Get them out.
This is a great question.
Breaks in.
I don't know why you did that. I've circled it. Y'all ever mess around with fishnets?
The move, not the stockings. Yeah, saw that. I don't. Someone showed it to me. Faris showed it to me a couple of times. I don't know. Obviously, Shane Fishman is very good at it.
Man, you got a twister on Shane. What's his name?
Curtis. Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah, very good. Well done. Yeah. I hear it's a very annoying like system to get out of. And
Taylor hates it. Hates it. Yeah.
Taylor hates it. Yeah. And what's his name?
Taylor
Faris did it to me one time, and I think he was just trying it out, and I managed to get out. But I also felt very unsafe whilst it was happening to me.
That's what Taylor says.
Yeah. Feels like your knee can pop once
he
it's been
doesn't
out.
like to entangle in that. Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. Certainly not good for the top player. Not at all.
Is it advisable to deadlift and squat 9 RPE every week and train MMA 5 times a week? Yeah, towards your last sets. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Again, depends how you feel, boss. If you come in and you're like, I'm fucking tired today, you're probably better off working at the 8 RPEs. If you're feeling good, fucking go for them. Check out, I'm going to link him actually. Will Rattal has an excellent point about this, about creating stimulus to yourself in the gym. It's like every session, just go in and just try and do your best that session. Not that you have to go for an absolute PB, but just work fucking hard because that's what's going to create adaptations for you to get stronger. If you're confident in your technique on deadlifts and squats, then you should go for it properly, in my opinion. Anyway, best BJJ game for an older person.
Try to do the underhook half guard, where you're just lying down and kind of staying compact, and then every time they try and back step, try and catch the Jedi mind trick, I think the name is, but basically don't get back stepped on. And yeah, then you'll just get into a good single leg wrestle up position. It's mostly just like being on your knees, being curled up in a ball, squeezing a leg without too much leg pummeling, like rocking forwards and backwards rather than complicated pummeling and inverting. So that suits a big fella. And then once you're on top, just try to like pressure pass, basically try to find camping spots with more inside position so you don't have to move laterally so much because you're old and fat.
Mate, I'll make a good video.
Prick.
I'll make a good video out of that. That was the perfect answer. Well done.
Perfect.
I'm a Natty.
We're going to be so fucking rich.
I'm a Natty. How to respond to people who accuse me of being on the juice.
This is Dave. Shout out Dave.
Shout out Dave.
Shout out Dave.
He's on
Choi
my
Bar
program.
extraordinaire.
Loves it.
Loves it. What a man. He's actually quite funny. I enjoy him.
Answer the question, boss.
Oh, sorry. The question. Oh, how to tell people you're not juicy. Just what can you do, mate? Just appreciate it, I guess. At your advanced stage. Really, though, like, I mean, if you're like plus 50 and you start suddenly looking like tanned and jacked, then you could kind of expect people to think that you're juicy. And if you live in Florida, which he does, then he's going to be tanned already, and then he's just got on the program, so he's probably getting jacked as well.
He's loving it, mate.
I'm sure that people are accusing him of juicing, but that's all, you know, that's part of the joy of it, isn't it? I mean, don't deny it, just play along with it, and then you know in your heart of hearts that you're not juicy.
Shout out, Real Professor.
Yeah, maybe get Real Professor to do a series of testing on you worth £10,000.
Right.
Which he claims he'll do.
Most viable sweep to use against the Jew.
Oh.
It's just a question I'm just reading out. So
Good Lord. Well.
It's got to be some kind of tunneling network, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe the fishnet.
Yeah, the fishnet. Yeah, they have these sort of traps that when you run across them, they're sticky and you can't get your legs off.
We should move on before we get completely defunct.
It's like you're in jail. You're just... and you can't come off. It's fucking horrible.
Right, okay,
Sometimes just bucket water as well. Anyway.
What is exercise?
What is exercise?
What is exercise?
All right.
Is it okay? Fundamentally, what is exercise to you, chap?
Yeah. What is exercise? So exercise is a purposefully difficult action undertaken by you, and it could be mental or physical. I can't think of any other exercises unless it's like a show exercise where you're not actually trying to improve yourself, but you're just showing your level. Then it's more like an exhibition, I guess, than an exercise. But yeah,
but it's an exhibition of an exercise.
Yeah, it's an exhibition of an exercise routine. Maybe.
Oh, right, I understand. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say any action you take where you're straining yourself and using energy in order to improve yourself in the long run, that's what I would call an exercise. Practice, if you will, would be a synonym.
Fantastic.
It was a good question. What is exercise?
Have you seen the video?
Basics.
I don't know if you've seen it, with Chael Sonnen. He's like, I don't go to training, I go to practice. And he tries to explain the nuances between the words of training and practice. I can't remember what he says, but it just sounds foolish.
What
anyway,
my mum
he's undefeated
says,
in MMA.
When my granddad says that children have to be trained properly, is that training is for a dog and taught is for a human.
Sharp. Socioeconomics. There you go. Right.
Oh, why are some dogs cleverer than others? It's
right.
Weird.
How important is a good diet for a grappler? Saw Danaher saying it isn't important.
Yeah.
Why? Well, where did he say that?
Yeah, he said that on a podcast and everyone agreed. He said how George St. Pierre eats McDonald's. He said how Gordon ate Five Guys the whole time and Gary Tonin just lived off Mackey's as well. But what I would say is that inflammation is real. And all three of the people he mentioned, I don't know about Gary Tonin, but the other two were definitely juicy in their time. So GSP.
Gary Tonin's injured to fuck right now as well.
Yeah, Gary Tonin's always been super injured. Gordon,
stomach's
fucked. His stomach fucked, but probably because of the antibiotics. But maybe he was getting ill so much because of his poor diet. Basically, diet 100% matters. And if you don't believe me, eat 200 grams of sugar one day and the next day, and then the day after that, eat 0 grams of sugar and see how you feel. And you will notice the difference. Wallahi.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that. Well, George St. Pierre wasn't exclusively just eating McDonald's. There'll be periods of time where he had McDonald's because he likes it. But every now and then, that's going to be absolutely fine. But if it takes up the majority of your food, and that's bullshit because Gordon Ryan doesn't exclusively just eat Five Guys all the time. He probably eats it.
I've seen his meals; they're extremely healthy.
They're extremely healthy. So maybe he says that to just troll people, but he eats very healthily the majority of the time. So it is extremely important to make sure you have good nutrients in your diet.
He said that Gordon used to eat Five Guys exclusively, but back then he was like 17 to 20, and I guess you can
most people do that,
get away with anything. Yeah, so I would say if you're at that age, if you can actually start eating clean and eating the amount that is necessary to maintain size and even build size.
I would say like the most important thing is like obviously we have your calorie balance, which is very important to make sure you're eating enough calories throughout the day. But within that, it's making sure that you're eating enough protein. But then making sure you're eating a good amount of vegetables and fruits throughout the day, which is going to contribute to your overall fiber intake. And fiber is one of the best prebiotics that you can have for your body. That's going to help you do good shits, which you spoke about last time.
Love it.
It's going to regulate, healthy bowel movements, and that has a huge contribution to your overall health.
Sugar, mate. Just if your bones hurt, stop eating sugar. There we go.
Worked for you, boss.
It worked real nice.
I actually don't eat that much sugar anymore either. I used to drink like 2-3 liters of juice a day.
I used to have 3 to 4 desserts a day and then little snacks in between, but now
you hurt less.
Fixed.
All right. Is CJI... Oh, great.
Ali, technically a semi-tunnel. Yes, it is technically a semi-tunnel, actually. If you were to get 2 CJI stages and symmetrically mirror them, it would be a tunnel, indeed.
Very clever of Craig Jones to do this.
Yeah, as a little ode to tunnels. Yeah, I didn't know he was that into them, but yeah, it's like a half pipe, I guess, like a skating rink. Yeah. What I would say is it's going to be hard for people to practice. Like, there's lots of gyms with cages, but how many gyms have edge pits at the side? So that would be nice that there's a little different, different edging differently.
Mate, we're making good time here, but we can probably finish up fairly soon. Let's get into it.
Fantastic. Let's get into finishing. All right, bye.
Yeah. Any tips on passing a flexible guard with lots of inversions?
Try and stack them and leg drag.
This is you.
Stack them and leg drag. Stack them and leg drag. Just stack them and fucking leg drag. Or if you can get some inside position, or, obviously if you can get a body lock, that'd be cool. But most of the time they're playing supine with their legs close to their chest. So try to get to north-south and then, camp there, or J-point and camp there, or leg drags. Those are my 3. Because the rest of it's going to be tough.
Jones Leary. Oh, who else?
Jones Leary.
Cade Rotolo, Giles. There you go. The armbar from north-south.
Yeah, but Giles was actually doing pretty well in that match up until the armbar. But it did look like he was getting super exhausted, actually. When I rewatched that match, it looked like Giles had very good cardio and still got exhausted to the point that he started, the knees started just falling away from the chest.
He's constantly just doing this.
Yeah, and then he started framing with the arms, but without the knees close enough to knee-elbow in time, and then he got clipped.
Tips and principles to maintain the mount position. I always lose it. Fuck.
Don't let them get their hands on your hips. Try to always walk your knees up as high as possible. If they start to kip, try to cross your legs behind their butt and hold their head, and don't let them put their head on the floor. Work to get underhooks all the way up to next to their head as soon as possible. Hand fight effectively. That's it.
Fantastic. Oh, I can't wait till we do some rounds. Are you going to train tomorrow?
Yeah, but Rogers.
Oh, bloody hell. Right. How do you structure plyo work pre, intra, or post strength training? We do it at the start of strength training. And why? Go check out Matthew McInnes-Watson or Mac McInnes-Watson, and he'll tell you all you need to know. Great. Right. That's enough for now. Guys, remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify. Now.
Wagwan, man.
You've got...
That's right. I say Wagwan now.
That's correct.
As a greeting.
You have
Goodbye.
Instructionals, 3 instructionals. Go check out the links below.
Guys.
The Patreon.
Guys. For real, if you haven't bought one of my instructionals, pirate one and see how good they are, and then buy the others as charity. Or you could get the more up-to-date stuff on the Patreon. That will be a monthly cost of only £15 per month, every single month. And it's a monthly payment. £15. It's very cheap. Think about it. £15. What's that? That's
a Nando's.
That's like 4 seconds of Christian Osbeck's time.
Yeah, about that.
So yeah, if you consider like 4 seconds of Christian's time, like that's nothing to you.
Yeah. Get my strength programs. Look at all the links below. And there it is.
Fucking sick.
Thanks. Shout out Freddie Day Stress.
So good, Chester.